Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Jesse Jackson III here, and I want to welcome all of our wonderful teachers back to school nationwide. I want to thank you so much for returning to school to move forward the wonderful mission of educating our youth. I know for a fact that teachers are the difference in our society, in our life, and I value teachers at an extremely high level, and I'm glad to have you back. Well, my goal for doing these series of trainings is to help you to have the best school year of your life, and I believe that it's going to take that this year. This 2015 campaign is going to give us some of the greatest challenges we have ever seen. So it's going to mean we're going to need the highest level of knowledge and the highest level of concentrated inspiration in how we use our energy. I want to share with you over the course of these three very brief trainings the three issues that I believe is going to be our greatest challenge this year. Number one, it's definitely going to be our relationship with our black students. In so many districts, even in suburbs and even in private schools, the teacher relationship with the black student right now is not healthy. It's not very productive, and we're seeing some of the greatest challenges in getting the cooperation we need from our black students, and there's a lot of conflict going on. So that's one thing. Two, we want to look at how do we go about improving our classroom management. That is something that is a major issue, because without the appropriate level of classroom management, you're not going to be able to instruct. And it's just absolutely not going to happen. Then number three is going to be what I call the process. How do you go about having your best school year ever? But it's going to be how you manage your energy over what I call the 40 weeks of energy. That's what a school year is. We have the longest season of any. I would like to believe teachers are athletes, so we have the longest season of anyone. NFL, goes about 22 weeks, training camp and everything. The NBA 82. Theirs is pretty long. They're pretty much in sync with us, but ours is the longest. And I'm going to take you blow by blow and let you see where your energy should be at from week to week during the school year. It's never been done before, but it's really unique because I've noticed some trends in working with thousands of teachers that there's certain parts of the year where they lose their energy. And you want to be aware of that going in, because this year the word is really going to be energy. And really monitoring your energy, maintaining your energy, keeping it strong, keeping it fresh, avoiding the peaks and valleys that teachers go through, because we're going to have a lot of challenges, and it's going to try and test our energy. So right now it says, listen, black teachers, white teachers, black students, how do we go about improving our communication, our cultural awareness, and our learning approach for our black students? My approach to this is that we are really launching a campaign to initiate classroom partnerships. We do not like the conflict that we see nationwide. We don't think it's in anyone's best interest that we have issues with disproportionality. Some groups are being suspended more. Some groups are being referred for special education more. What those things denote to us is that we're having some relationship issues. When people don't relate, they typically resort to their resources. So a lot of times when there is a lack of breakdown in our relationship, there's going to be problems with behavior. There are going to be some issues. So I want to show you some things just about where you stand, so you can be in a fully empowered state about yourself, in a confident state about how you do business. And that's all we want, because the reality is we have got to initiate the classroom partnership. No longer can it be anything outside of that. We've got to initiate the classroom partnership with our students, irregardless of who they are, where they come from. And so the first thing that's important is relationship. One of the things I want to take a look at here is what kind of relationship that we are having. we know from, and you should know from watching previous videos of mine, we broke down the characteristics of our students. Okay, so if you're in a Title I district, you know you're going to deal with young people who come from poverty. They may have a devalued view of education. They may have come from a destructured home where they didn't get a lot of attention at home, so they are kind of maybe attention starved. So they come with a lot of emotional acting out, some attention seeking behavior and things like that. We broke that down. So, and if you haven't watched that, you need to go back to other videos and kind of go over those principles that our students come with, so you're aware of what our student is bringing. But I want to show you what our teachers are bringing. I've been able to identify 7 basic, what I call teacher personality types. And what I want you to do here is I want you to be very honest with yourself and see where you fit in. So here they are. Number 1, we have the passive aggressive teacher. Now, nobody would want to say they're passive aggressive, but that's a teacher that will avoid conflict and on all levels. That is a teacher who is just who wants to keep the peace. And that's just like a parent or a mother or a father who will not engage and stop certain conducts in the home. They want to keep the peace. They want to be the parent that the kid likes. That's a losing philosophy. When you see things going on, you hear kids using inappropriate language, using the N-word, using profanity, but you kind of like, oh, well, I didn't hear that. No, I don't want to hear it. No, that wasn't me. You cause more of a problem when you do. That's passive aggressive. You don't want to confront. So you passively kind of deal with things, and it'll always get you beat in this situation. Number 2, the enabling teacher. That's the teacher who works in urban America, works with black kids, works with poor kids, and they feel so bad about their story and the things they've been through, they make the situation worse because now they're in this mind of rescuing. I don't care what you say, folks. You better understand, education is the ticket. And for many people, particularly people who look like me and who are from my background, it's their only ticket. And so you can't play with my ticket. I don't need you to negotiate with my ticket. I need you to make sure I get my ticket. I can't imagine going to the airport and somebody, saying, do you need a ticket? That's psycho. It just doesn't work. Well, he don't have a ticket. Let's see, can we raise him a few dollars? You know my situation. Okay, well that's where we're at. Enabling. You're making it worse. You're not making it better because you are so overcome with sympathy by someone's situation. Oh, those poor black kids. You need to knock it off. That's a part of the problem. Enabling. The taskmaster teacher. Now listen, I'm not listen, some of these you got some teachers that are rigid. Man, they want their work done. They don't play with you. I mean, you come in their classroom, it's all business. I mean, they got work for you every day. And I mean, you're working every second in that class. The taskmaster teacher. Listen. What can you say? I don't bother them. I've had these kind of teachers. They can hurt people's feelings. But one thing we'll never say about them, they get results. So we will never say they don't get results. So taskmaster teacher, notice your personality. Then a mean-spirited teacher, that's somebody that's miserable in their own life. They think it's cool to be miserable, to be rude to kids. Everybody's had a mean teacher, so they know them when they see them. They're like, what's her deal? What's his deal? A grumpy dude, an old rusty dude. They're kids. Even if you got a 17-year-old, he's a kid. You know what I'm saying? He's a kid. So why are you so mad? Who wants to be around a mean, mad teacher? Check yourself. That's all I'm saying. Number 5, the rookie teacher. You know what they are. Those are the ones that come out of college believing that stuff they taught us in college will work for a Title I school in an urban district. It's just totally delusional. The rookie. Acting like a rookie, coming in, bouncing off the wall, no humility, won't listen, just, all sensitive. If we say something to them, they're sensitive, they get emotional, and they feel like you're just putting me down and you're breaking me down. I hear so many first-year teachers, second-year teachers talking about they are crying in the classroom, crying on the way home. Come on, man. Come on. You missed it. That means you bought that stuff they taught you in college. That stuff is not, when you're dealing with this population, they're missing a lot. Okay, I'm not telling you to get a good education. I'm just telling you the education you got does not apply to what you're doing right now. Not if you're working with this group. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think you do. The idealistic teacher, that's the teacher just interested in serving humanity. This is just a good person. This is a person that really understands the full scope of teaching. People have problems, but this person is committed to people, and they're interested in understanding and helping students. This is a wonderful person to be around. I mean, this is a really wonderful person to be around. An idealistic teacher understands people has problems, but they always have a good, upbeat, positive attitude. They're wonderful to be around. They get it. They're just good people, and that's the kind of teacher we really like to be around. I mean, there's multiple personalities, but that typically tends to be a good teacher to be around. And then the I want to be your friend teacher, the worst ones. That's the worst one. Think they're friends with the kid. Now listen. If this is you, you're gonna have to make some serious adjustments. See, typically the people that want to be your friend, they do the same things with their own children, and they're trying to be friends with a kid. And anything in an authority position, and I really understand this from working in prisons and juvenile facilities. You always have that guard or that staff person who was kind of cool with the kids or cool with the convicts. I do not want those people anywhere around me because they will always compromise our mission. Friendship, we're not friends with kids. We are not here making friends with kids. That is a lack of discipline as a professional. We just don't do that. And so the first step in this first video, what I wanted us to look at is what personality are you? So the thing I want you to do here is to identify your personality. Identify the kind of person you are. What kind of personality you're bringing. And I can tell you right now, a passive-aggressive teacher will not work in communicating and working closely with a black student, particularly in a Title I school or impoverished school. An enabling teacher is just cancer and doesn't help us because you make the situation worse. So you're saying, oh, my heart just goes out to him. We don't need to hear that, because that weakens you and lets down your guard to what needs to be done. And that's performance, teaching. And that's what we have to have happen. The taskmaster, okay. The mean-spirited teacher, listen, mean spirit is just, it's going to always cause relationship conflicts. That person's a quick trigger and they want to put people out. The kind of teachers that we see that like to kick kids out or refer kids for special ed are typically that mean-spirited teacher or the passive-aggressive teacher who doesn't understand, or the rookie teacher. So if it's not matching up with what they're supposed to be doing or what they said they should be doing or what's supposed to be in the book, then they're going to make that referral. They're going to be that person that's in conflict with the student and putting the student out. Idealistic teacher has more success with working with his black population. The rookie teacher, 50-50. Some get it and catch on quick, some don't. And I want to be your friend, they don't work at all. Okay, so identifying these teacher personality types is very huge in deciding how you move forward. That's the first step in us establishing some things to improving and initiating a partnership that's going to be critical to improve the situation with white teachers and black students. We're going to work together. We're not going to keep this wall up. We are going to work together, but this is the first step in doing it and doing that. And so when you understand that, we're going to get a much better outcome by doing that. Be honest, pick your personality, and if you are in one of those personalities that creates a worse situation with our black students, step one, identify it, acknowledge it, change, make the adjustment. I'll see you in the next video.